Former President Donald Trump spoke exclusively to CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns yesterday, and among the many topics discussed, he touched on abortion rights and his view that the issue should stay out of the hands of the federal government. Listen.
The federal government should have nothing to do with this issue, and it's being solved at a state level, and people are very happy about it.
So no regrets?
No regrets, no. I wouldn't have regrets. Again, I did something that most people felt undoable. They didn't want it in the federal government. It shouldn't be in the halls of the federal government. It should be in the state governments, and I was able to bring it back to the state governments, and now the people are voting.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now with more on her interview. Caitlin, great for securing this. I'm curious what stood out to you in what the former president did and didn't say to your questions. I know that you had to follow up a number of times to have him really get to the point of what you're asking him.
Errol, it's great to see you. What was really interesting to me, kind of going off that exchange about abortion, we saw the first night of the DNC, abortion rights front and center, and this is an animating issue for Democrats and going to be a top issue in this campaign cycle. I also asked the former president if he would use executive authority to enforce what's known as the Comstock Act, which would essentially prohibit the sale of abortion medication by mail. And he said no. And so that was news because he hadn't answered that before. But you saw there, he said he had no regrets about, supporting or nominating those 3 justices to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ultimately overturned Roe v. Wade. So the former president saying he has no regrets about the overturning of Roe v. Wade. We touched on a number of issues. Errol, now he is the oldest candidate in this race. So I asked, would he commit to sharing his medical records with the public, and he said yes. I also asked if he would release a short list of potential Supreme Court nominees, and he said he would do so in about a month. Among the other questions that I asked was, we're about a month removed from that assassination attempt. Is he suffering from any PTSD? Here's what he had to say.
It's a miracle that I wasn't killed, as you know. You saw the flight of the bullet and everything else. You saw this, they say, 1/8 of an inch away, 1/8 of an inch. And there has to be a reason. And I do believe in God. I also believe perhaps God had a purpose that he wants to save this country.
So, Errol, he told me that no, he is not suffering from any PTSD. I asked if he is suffering from any other effects of that shooting, and he said no, he has healed. Again, that's why we want to see medical records for a variety of reasons, but it was notable because what he said there is something that I've heard from many of his supporters after that assassination attempt.
All right, great conversation there. Caitlin, thanks for joining us.